Analysts say crude oil prices have increased since the beginning of the year, but low demand over supply have kept costs relatively stable. But in coming weeks, crude oil prices will determine if consumers will see cheaper or more expensive gas. There's also the transition to the summer blend, which will affect prices. Generally, they go up. Take a look at gas prices right now. Gas Buddy says that the price for a gallon of unleaded, it's fallen about 2 cents a gallon in the last week on average. But let's take a look at some of the prices that we've seen here. As you can see in Colorado, $2.19 on average is the cost right now. Actually, that's down 30 cents a gallon from 2018. Now, just from December, it's down nearly 20 cents a gallon. Also good news, across the country, let's see if we can get that to work. It's not, but anyway, $2.25. So that's running about average as well.
All right, we want to get to breaking news right now out of Houston, where 5 police officers have been shot. There's a news conference right now. Mayor Sylvester Turner of Houston speaking right now.
They are just incredible, and they're giving some fantastic care to these police officers. So, Chief, let me turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you for always, one of the calls you never want to get as a chief is you've had officers shot, and one of the calls you never want to make to a mayor, to a family member, is that officers have been hurt. So I'm going to go over the incident real quick, and we've had a second officer involved shooting in Northside, and I don't know if you guys want to hear about that or not, but I want to focus initially on this first shooting. So at about 4:15 p.m., a narcotics group 15 from the Houston Police Department, who was working an investigation involving the sales of narcotics out of a residence in the 7800 block of Hardy Street, responded to Hardy Street as a team of about a dozen narcotics officers and about a half a dozen patrol officers from the East Side Division. The patrol officers were there to provide support and obviously to provide the uniform presence for this operation. Shortly before 5 o'clock, the narcotics officers attempted to serve a search warrant on the location at 7800 Hardy Street. They announced themselves as Houston police officers while simultaneously breaching the front door of the residence. And while the police car, the marked police unit with uniformed members as well as the police officers with the police garb also hit the siren to make sure everybody can hit the lights so they knew that the police officers were there. Immediately upon breaching the door, the officers came under fire from 1 or 2 suspects inside the house. We're not sure how many of the suspects fired at this time. As you can imagine, it was a pretty chaotic scene over there, and the investigation's unfolding. As a result of the exchange of gunfire between our officers and 1 or 2 suspects, we have 5 officers injured. 4 were struck by gunfire. 2 officers are currently in surgery. They're in surgery for gunfire sustained, and they are in critical but stable condition. And we're hopeful that with the prayers of this community that they will recover. But again, they are in critical condition but stable. Their families are here. Some of the families are in transit, but 2 officers are currently in surgery. 2 other officers were shot, and they will remain hospitalized for observation for at least a 24-hour period. They were struck by gunfire, but they are basically ambulatory, and they're expected to make a full recovery.
All right, we're just hearing from the police chief in Houston. 4 officers shot, 2 in surgery right now, critical but stable. That's good news. The other 2 stable as well. They're just going to be staying at the hospital for observation.